The build-up to the release of a new Jurassic World Evolution game is one of my favourite times, with fervent speculation and excitement that is sometimes rewarded, like with the recent kayak tour reveal, and sometimes it's a little weird. I'm sure some of you remember the Logosaurus gate, and well, here was my expert analysis on that at the time. Sometimes though, people read a little bit too much into things and end up disappointed as a result. So in this video, we're going to fly through some recent speculations, 4 big recent talking points, and judge whether they're likely to be true or not. Either tempering expectations, but also giving a little bit of love to some theories as well. Let's go, let's do Jurassic World Evolution 3 Mythbusters. First, I think the big one, Deinosuchus. This caught some traction after the reveal of the new dinosaur database yesterday, because in the list of genetics for the Indominus Rex, there are the usual creatures we already have in evolution, your T-Rex, your Velociraptor, your Giganotosaurus, and then there's Deinosuchus. Some people took that as a hint at Deinosuchus appearing, but incorrectly. For one, Deinosuchus is a confirmed part of Indominus Rex's genetic makeup, as confirmed in this screen spotted during Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It isn't fanon or made up, as I've seen some people suggest. It is canon to the series. For 2, there has been literally zero hint of crocodilians making it into Evolution 3. It would be awesome, I would love it to happen, but I really don't think they'd be burying such a big feature this hard, so close to release. Now, it may well happen down the line. We have the new deep water mechanic, it would be perfect. For a release where they'd have to share the spotlight with juveniles and the new sexual dimorphism, and the amount of work that took, very, very unlikely. For 3 though, and this really is the kicker, these databases don't mean a bloody thing. The first game had entries that mentioned multiple other dinosaurs, and more importantly really, the Indominus Rex database entry is literally the same as it is for the second game. It has been copied and pasted. You can go and check it out right now. Now, I'm not going to conclusively state that Deinosuchus isn't coming. I would bet against it personally, as I've said. But what I am saying is that this database update means quite literally nothing for it appearing in the game, and people claiming it as confirmed is absolute nonsense. And you guys know how much I hate to use that word, I'm sorry for being so harsh. Okay, so that's a bit of a downer, but yesterday did have some fun reveals. These guys. Woo, Velociraptors, right? Big news. Well, a little bit. The dinosaurs in Jurassic World Evolution have always been female, and that was their justification in the past for why there was no breeding. We'll ignore Blue and her whole situation, that's fine. Until now, in a way. And in a cool nod to the design of the male Velociraptors in Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World Rebirth, okay, probably Jurassic Park 3 really, our new male Velociraptors in Evolution 3 have quills on the back of their head. They're pretty subtle, but I pulled the footage from the website directly, and if we shift it to a white background, they are certainly noticeable. And they're a really cool way of doing this sexual dimorphism for the dinosaur, and it's a style I'd love to see them explore a little bit more with the other genera. More fun, just individual little features. I would also suggest they've kept this hidden on purpose. I went back and checked all the raptor footage we've had up until now, and there's no quills on any of them. This is a brand new reveal. Another thing that set the airwaves all aflutter are these animations, with the Patagotitan and the Brachiosaurus, the left hand side ones, partaking in a threatening animation where they call out and then stomp down with their right foot. There have been several posts about this already, potentially suggesting that Sauropods will finally be able to fight back. But alas, I am here to be disappointing yet again. This really must be how my parents feel. This exact animation already exists. It is the Sauropod threaten animation. The Brachiosaurus is self-hating. It's a self-hating racist, really. It hates sauropods. So if you put a sauropod in its paddock other than another Brachiosaurus, it will approach it, it will let out a call, and it will stomp its right foot. Sauropod combat, much like the crocodilians, is something we'd probably have heard about by now if it was coming to the game. Now personally, I'm not too bothered by this, but what I do hope is they've stopped the likes of, say, Velociraptor being able to hunt our Brachiosauruses and other large sauropods. I think that would be a good middle ground. It's just a little too ridiculous. Before we move on though, there is a cool new thing to talk about here with the sauropods. Now, as you can see, the juvenile animation is the same for both the Brachiosaurus and the Patagotitan. It's also the same little hop we see the Patagotitan juvenile do in this clip from the feature focus. Now, I posited last week that juveniles would basically have 2 social animations. one that's unique to them, and one that is identical across that family of dinosaurs. And that looks to be all but confirmed now. This little hop we can see here from both dinosaurs is the juvenile sauropod animation, and then this is the Brachiosaurus specific one, and then this is the Patagotitan specific one. Hopefully this applies to all the other animal groups as well, keeping some uniqueness for each genera, but also just expanding a little bit on their possible social animations so they don't always play out the exact same way. It would be a really cool way to expand the dinosaur behaviour across the lifetime of Evolution 3. Make sure each dinosaur still has its own singular unique one, but then give them 4 or 5 social animations and other threatened animations and such that they can pull from like a library, and just bring a little bit more life and variety to our dinosaur behaviours. Finally, I bring both good and bad news, I suppose. Mainly good, I would say. Now, this is a weird thing to say if you don't follow Evolution, but benches have been a hot topic for the Evolution community for years now, and they are finally coming as placeable working decorations in Jurassic World Evolution 3. Your guests will use your benches. Sort of. In this lovely shot from the recent feature focus, you can see guests sat in both benches. Now these benches, unlike the ones from Evolution 2, are not attached to buildings. They're very much freeform place decorations being populated by guests. Now that's good news, right? Finally we have guests sat on benches around our park. The flip side of this though is that we've literally never seen a guest stand up or sit down on these benches. And that's because that's simply not how benches work in Jurassic World Evolution. You've been watching this woman sat on a bench in my Evolution 2 park for this last little bit, but if I then move my camera away and go a little bit wild, it's spring break baby. Before returning, you'll see the woman has vanished, and she's not a ghost, she's just got up and left. If I do the same again and then return, somebody else is sat on the bench. Guests in Evolution 2 will use benches that are attached as part of buildings, but they don't get up and leave, they don't walk over and sit down. They disappear and reappear and new guests emerge when you look away, basically, as opposed to actively using them. I am 99% sure that this is exactly how this mechanic will also work in Evolution 3. It's still a plus overall, I just want to showcase how this will actually function. Now those are the big 4 that have stood out to me this week. People, myself included, are excited by Evolution 3, and by no means do I want to temper that. It's more just about having realistic expectations about certain things and maybe not falling for clickbait and stuff like that. And yes, I am wildly fun at parties before you ask. Anyway, I'm sure there are still tons of cool things to learn, so stick around on the channel for the latest Evolution 3 news and analysis, and I will see you lovely folks very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.
Road.